Lights up, mics up. Let's get these likes up. Happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday, gang. How we looking? Welcome back to another edition of Talking Facts live stream. I am your host, Charles Brown. How we doing, chat? I know this was unexpected, but we got to get to it. I told you I got to get these guys because they're running amok out here. They are running amok. It is a sad thing to witness what's going on in hip hop right now. Let me know how we sounding. First things first. All right, we're gonna get to the chat, the roll call, and we're gonna get it going on the boss baby. Mr. Damon Dash, the boss baby. We're gonna talk about him today because he's getting out of pocket, gang. Dame Dash is getting completely out of pocket. Something must be done. I'm gonna keep it a buck. First things first. Happy Sunday. Guys, I've been seeing a whole lot of stuff when I went on vacation. I told you I was down in the DMV, and I was seeing a bunch of ridiculous events, current events that kind of drove me mad. I almost couldn't enjoy my vacation, but I got through it, right? I visited family and friends, talked to a lot of people that I missed, a lot of people that I know and love, that I cherish, right? Went back home, right? And while I was down there, I couldn't really do no videos. I couldn't really lock in, right? Couldn't really speak my mind and combat the nonsense. So I'm kind of playing catch up right now. Miss Hum is in the building. What's good? Sassy K, Lady T. What's good? Holly Rod Superfly. What's good? I hope y'all having a great Sunday. Kicking back, chilling, right? So got some 90s music on or some early 2000s. Just, relaxing, sparking something. Smoke with me. Popping in, Tanya popping in, Trey Lou, Just Dante, Clean Back Black Sneakers, Elevated Gamer. All right. Homebody in the building said my car was hit by an Amazon delivery driver today. Oh no. I hope you're okay. I was sitting at the red light, driver was on his phone. I am not hurt, but my car is trashed. Oh my goodness. Listen, homebody, prayers up. I know how that feels to have a car hit, especially when it's not your fault. So I hope the best for you. I hope your insurance takes care of that. And these dastardly drivers, they got to slow down. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Amazon be on some. They got time limits, gang. They really got, when they go to work, they are really timed. Their trucks are timed. When they get out and get back in, they can't be on the phone. He's not even supposed to be on the phone, to be honest. If he's an Amazon driver, that's rule number one. So he most likely gonna get fired for that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But prayers up for homebody. I hope that you get situated as soon as possible. Miss Angie running the Jewels. We already running Jewels, guys. We just locked in and we already running the Jewels, right? Poison Ivy in the building. Salute, right? Not paused already, right? We getting paused already. Louis, me, Nick, Mick, Ish 102 TV. Yeah, guys, we're gonna get to it today. Said, don't look like there's any water in your cup. I got a bottle of water today. No cups today, bottled water. No Gatorade. Next time I go live, I'm gonna have me some Gatorade. I drink all my Gatorade. Gatorade, give me a call. I would never run out, right? Gatorade, holla at me. Tiff in the building. Okay? There it is. Miss Hummers, I missed you guys too. Listen. Rashad Houston in the building. T Boyd. All right, we're gonna get this going. D. Rick James, Natrice. Okay? Listen, man, I know you guys know who Dame Dash is, and I know that you know Dame Dash has become the perennial victim that to these days out in these YouTube streets. Every single week, he's getting as bad as the bubble bath rapper and everybody else. It's becoming a victim mentality. It's becoming a throw your rocks and hide your hands. Throw your rocks, hide your hands. Worthy. We're gonna get some order. We got to get some order up in here, okay? Because I'm looking at Dame Dash. Dame Dash is a full-grown man, gang. Full-grown man. Dame Dash is from back in them days. Kanan and Rock from Power, right? I just finished Power last night, gang. I know I'm a little late. I finished the last episode. I binged the last 3 episodes, right? And I'm going to give them credit. I was getting tired of the show, but I'm going to give them credit. They ended it good, okay? Kanan. Rock, I don't know. Should I spoil it? I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. I know some of you ain't see that the finale of Power, right? With Kanan, aka 50 Cent, right? But I'm gonna give them some credit. They ended that show. I like how that show went down, so I give the writers some credit. And it was time for that show to end, gang. I'm gonna keep it a buck. All right, ladies eating some sweet potatoes and baked sweet potatoes and fried chicken. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it in, gang. And I want to talk about this guy, Dame Dash, because that guy right there and that picture right there with the beautiful Lauren LaRosa, this guy's becoming a baby, a big ass boss baby, gang. And every time I look up, he's crying. Wham, wham, wham. He got something going on. Somebody said this, and this, that, and the third. Oh, why don't you report when I do good? Because you ain't never really doing good. You always saying some nonsense and doing some bullshit. Every time we see you, you talking about Jay-Z, Jim Jones, Cameron, somebody. How you wanna put out bad and get back good, right? He gets mad at the Breakfast Club. So, like I said, I've been out of the way for a while. I've been out of the way, and when I was down where where I come from, I was seeing Dame Dash all over the TV, all over the computer, all over my phone, crying, wham, wham, wham. So I'm like, what's he mad about now? What's he crying about now, Jen? What he crying about now is because Lauren LaRosa did a report on him, like everybody else in the free world, right? 8 Mile. Remember the free world? Everybody else in the free world is doing stories on Dame Dash, but somehow Dame Dash decided to target that black queen right there, Lauren LaRosa, who happens to work with Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy at the Breakfast Club. She just walked into that situation a year ago. We saw how messy that was with her and with her and what's homegirl's name? Just with the mess. We saw how that they smoothed it out, and now they smooth as eggs over there at Power 105. I told you the management over there kind of fumbled that. Maybe they did it on purpose, but they slid in Lauren LaRosa when Jess got pregnant, but they didn't slide her out right, gang? So it was a little bit of a messy transition, okay? Now, with that being said, Lauren LaRosa shouldn't be paying for the sins of the Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club has a really rough history with Dame Dash. So Dame Dash takes out everything he can on the Breakfast Club because he has a 10-year problem with DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. But right now it ain't working out in his favor, and he's mad about it. So he's trying to take it out on Lauren LaRosa. She reported on Dame Dash because, and I got a whole video I'm going to show in a minute, but Lauren LaRosa did a report on Dame Dash that his daughter, a report came out that his daughter was saying it got exposed, for lack of a better word, that she loaned him money. The big bone brolic Dame Dash, the big boss mogul, right? I started Rocafella Records and this, that, and the third. I got $5 million in the bank, but I told the judges that I'm broke. That guy, right? She loaned her dad $5,000, and it took him a long time to pay it back. Guys, he had never paid it back, and that was a little issue of contention. It wasn't that serious, but when the news broke, Lauren LaRosa reported it, right? Lo and behold, we got Dame Dash being Dame Dash, the boss baby. He goes online, sad as usual, depressed. He goes online, and yet, God forbid, another white tee, and he makes yet another video. Guys, I don't know what kind of phone he used, but it looked awful, low lighting. So he's like, why they don't never report good things about good old Dame Dash, right? He like Mr. from Color Purple. Why they don't never report when I make breakfast? Why they don't never report that? When Sugar come, I made a breakfast. I made a lemonade. He wanna be rewarded, right? Dame Dash is Mr. from the Color Purple. He wanna be rewarded for doing the most basic nonsense, right? So what happened? Lauren LaRosa reported that story. He goes and does this video talking about they want to line me up. What is it, Charlamagne? What is it, Lauren LaRosa? The dark-skinned girl from the Breakfast Club. People had a problem with that. Now he don't know her name. She the dark-skinned girl from the Breakfast Club, right? He don't know her name no more now. That kind of set things in motion where people started feeling a way that, first of all, you colorized the girl. Okay, Dame Dash. Dame Dash mentality is very old school, guys. I keep telling you that. It's like you put a Neanderthal, you pulled him out of ice, and he's still a Neanderthal. It's like he got buried in ice years ago, and he doesn't know how to change. He doesn't know no better. He comes in. Dame Dash mentality is very, very mid-'80s, raised by people from the '60s. He got a specific way of thinking, and he cannot change with the time. He doesn't change with the time. He still has issues with calling people gay, this, that, and the third. That means the world to him, and that's why he keeps saying pause, this, that, and the third. All of that old school stuff that we used to, gang, some of it was toxic. I'm going to keep it a buck. But we knew it was toxic even then, right? But we at this point now that Dame Dash, doesn't care, doesn't know what Ice Cube say. Either they don't know, don't show, or don't care. Either Dame don't know is toxic, don't show is toxic, or don't care. Right? So he says these Neanderthal things. He calls her the dark-skinned girl from the Breakfast Club. He knows her name, guys. He's been up there more than once. He's dealt with Lauren LaRosa outside of the Breakfast Club. But somehow, here we go. Now she's the dark-skinned one. And people, rightfully so, had a problem with it. Dame, that's not how you do this. That's not how you do this, right? The dark-skinned girl, Miss Hummus. That's what he said, the dark-skinned girl. So what people did, they came out, had an issue with it, but Dame do not care what you think. Dame has not changed one word that he's been saying since he poured that champagne on that girl's rear end in that music video. What was it, Big Pimp, and they was on that yacht, right? Back when they used to rent stuff to make it look like they owned it. Yeah, they had a yacht. They had rented a yacht, did the Big Pimpin' video, and allegedly, right? And Dame Dash poured that, it was either Prosecco or champagne, right? Fun fact, you can't call Prosecco champagne and vice versa. Champagne is only from one place. You can't call it champagne if it ain't from, I believe, France, right? Or vice versa. So whatever he was pouring on that young woman, that's still the same Dame Dash. He got criticized for that then, and he has not changed a lick. He's a Neanderthal, frozen in ice. So Dame Dash went on to progress and regress and be the same person at the same goddamn time. I don't know how you can be old and new at the same time, but he never changes. So here we are where he's coming out. Another thing that Dame Dash does, Dame Dash likes to reverse blame. He went up on that Breakfast Club recently, and he went up there 10 years ago and bombed on them both times. He gave them people hell, but he wants to tell them, why don't you report good things, right? Why don't you report good things about me? I got this new show called OG Stories. Why don't you report that, huh, Miss Lauren LaRosa? So I'm sitting there like, wait, Dame Dash really is complaining about the coverage? You did one good thing, Dame? They've been taking it light on you up there. I'm going to keep it a buck. They've been taking you light. They've been taking it light on you. Because literally, Dame, you went up there. First of all, you played in their face. And I was kind of mad at Charlamagne. I'm going to keep it a buck because he let you off the hook when you went up there. He just was concerned about just letting you bury yourself. A lot of people was like, nah, Challz, he did the right thing. He let Charlamagne let him talk himself. He let him talk himself into a loss, right? Someone put in my comments, Challz, you're not supposed to stop your enemy when they burying themselves, and I get that. But Charlamagne let him off the hook because he let him go up there and say a lot of things that weren't true. He tried to allude to the fact that he didn't go bankrupt and a whole lot of other stuff, which he did, or like he didn't need to. He tried to allude to he did it, but that's smart business. I don't know, Dame, you like 25 million. I don't know how smart it is at this point. You 25 million in a hole, my G. And you can't say you can't earn $1 because they took everything from you. I got a video I'm going to show you the downfall of Dame. And we've been on Dame neck, and I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep reiterating why I do these videos. Because I saw Dame Dash on the Breakfast Club over a decade ago. And he was talking hella reckless about being a boss, being a mogul, and you can't be a boss. You can't talk to him. You ain't on his level if you have a boss. Real men don't have bosses. Regular everyday people got bosses, Dame. So it stuck with me. You was talking crazy. I felt like first responders, people that have to have very serious jobs, you was discrediting all of them. Janitors, waitresses, everything. I felt like you was very disrespectful. Not to mention, you used to wear a t-shirt one day, throw it in the trash or give it away. You wearing sneakers one day. You were very wasteful with your money. So I said, okay, I'm just going to sit back and watch how this play out, because he went up on that Breakfast Club. He talked really reckless to these people, two hardworking men in the studio, whether you like Charlamagne and Envy or not. They go to work every day, handle their business, raise their kids. He started talking about, you think your kids will rather you do the job you're doing, or would you rather you owned it and have your name up on the wall? End of the day, them same two dudes that he tried to clown up there still got their same jobs that you was clowning them for. And you're now in bankruptcy. You're running from every creditor from here to Calcutta You went up on that Breakfast Club and tried to talk down on the working man, and that stuck with me. And I've been watching over the last couple years. Not only was that a disaster, right? Not only was that a disaster, over the last couple years, I've seen you destroy every relationship that you've gotten. Every good deed that comes to you, anybody try to work with you, I've seen you ruin it. And I've seen your people go in the comments and make everything you do sound like it was the perfect the situation for someone to be in. And I said, I watched Dame Dash self-destruct and destroy everything time after time, and it never fails. So that's why I'm here. I have a problem with Dame. I think Dame Dash is very disrespectful, obnoxious. He doesn't really be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And he's kind of really leading people down the wrong path with the negativity he spews. So at the end of the day, I don't know how negative it is to talk about Dame Dash in a negative light. Okay? Pseudo cute nerd, we running jewels. I appreciate you running those jewels. Run the jewels. Jen running those jewels. Snarky Tees running the jewels. Support the channel. I appreciate you. Okay? Storm Randall in the building. My name is No Name in the building. Guys, so what I'm doing right here is I'm just keeping with the times. What I do is I just report urban news. And what I also do is I told you on this channel, I only talk about anti-heroes and super villains. This is like I'm like a narrator of a comic book, gang. And I talk about anti-heroes like Kendrick and people like that, and super villains like Dame Dash and others, right? So right now, this particular episode, we're gonna talk about the C-list super villain Dame Dash out here doing what he does once again, crying like a baby. That might be his superpower. It's just a whole bunch of tears all over the place, just on some bullshit. All right, let me keep this pushing, right? Let's have a conversation. Queen B is in the building. Let's have a conversation. So what I did, I said, Charles, people may not really understand how much Dame Dash gets into. I was talking to a wifey the other day when this story came up about Dame Dash life rights being up for grab. I don't know if you guys know, but Dame Dash's life rights, remarkably, right, for the guy who credits himself as being this mogul, this big time boss, right? He got all this stuff in his name and ownership, this, that, and the third. Well, his life rights. Not only did he lose his studio, his whole music company, a lot of stuff he lost. Not only did he lose his equipment and everything else, right? We talked about that all last year. We saw Dame Dash lose one thing after the other. He tried to be defiant and do bankruptcy and hide his stuff and all this nonsense in the family crest or whatever. End of the day, not only did he do all that, we've seen him 100% stumble with this situation over his life rights. He's about to lose his life rights. Imagine a guy who is 100% calling everybody else failures. You're about to lose your life rights, the rights to your own story. Charlemagne has come out and said he's interested in no uncertain terms. And wifey started to get a little, she was like, that's not right. I was like, wifey, listen, no. I don't know if I'm doing a bad job of telling you and showing you who Dame Dash is. We're not going to shed no tears for Dame Dash. Dame Dash is a big loudmouth and he's very arrogant. So when Dame Dash get humbled about something as serious as his life right, we're not going to start showing compassion because he has none for no one else. Okay, and I'm not here to see him fall, but I'm here to document it. I don't wish nothing on nobody bad, but I'm here to watch it because Dame Dash seems to has a problem. Every time somebody do anything, he goes right on Art of Dialogue and calculates how they failed and how they fumbled and how they should have did this, that, and the third. Every time Jay-Z do anything, Dame Dash right up there on Art of Dialogue, downing them, criticizing them. So we're not gonna sit here and act like Dame Dash don't deserve what he get. All right, he up on that show every single week. He clowning Cameron. He back and forth with this guy and that guy. Right, 50 Cent. Everybody, it's always some friction. Even when they say, "Man, listen, I don't want to go back and forth with you, Dame." Even when Cameron said that, he said, "Dame, I'm good. Let's just agree to disagree." Came back again swinging. Claimed he had a $300 million lawsuit against him and everything else. So no, we're not going to start feeling sad, because Dame brought a lot of this on himself. If you look at Dame Dash's history, Dame Dash screamed on a lot of people. Dame Dash made a lot of enemies in this business, and a lot of people try to blame everyone else. I've seen years where they made it everyone else's fault. Everyone else did Dame Dash dirty instead of Dame Dash. Do you think Dame Dash would be looking back if he was the one in front? If he was on top of the world, you think he would be reaching back and paying people's bills? Right? Lance Rivera said, Jay-Z, you got every right to pay that man bills because that was your man. I think it's some sucker shit. That's what Lance Rivera said. He went on to either Vlad or Art a dialogue and pretty much told Jay-Z he was a sucker because he wouldn't help out Dame Dash, not knowing that a few months later, him and Dame Dash would be clashing, right? But a few months ago, Lance said Jay-Z was a sucker because he won't pay Dame Dash's bills. Dame Dash owed over $20 million. So what does Jay-Z supposed to do? He supposed to write a check and just clear Dame's debt? I don't think so. When Dame have nothing but ill will toward Jay-Z, ain't been saying shit about the man for 20 years that was anything positive. But somehow Lance was telling Jay-Z there was some sucker shit that he wouldn't help his boy. They met as grown men. They weren't childhood friends. They met on some business. And when the business got sour, Jay went this way, Dame went that way. And everybody tried to say and play the victim for Dame. Okay? End of the day, it is what it is. And I was like, no, we're not going to feel sorry for Dame Dash. We're going to let him sow what he reaped until the same thing I've been saying for the last 3-4 years, he humbles himself. He won't humble himself. Guys, every time you hear a new story about Dame Dash, teeth fell out, he went bankrupt, he lost about 4-5 lawsuits, his taxes is through the roof, his child support on his ass, everything is crashing on him. And you know what Dame Dash will do? He'll buy a new outfit and go do a new video talking about you guys you don't know what you're talking about because I still got money. My house still bigger than yours. My dentist got better Ferraris than your dentist. We can go dentist for dentist. He says nonsense like this instead of humbling himself. I, for one, and I say it all the time, I would be a supporter of Dame Dash. I used to be. I might even buy that dumbass pause button to support the dude, but he gives me no reason to. What Dot say? You ain't give us no reason to. Right? I've been watching this guy do nothing but the nonsense. Nothing but the nonsense. He got this girl running around with Nikki Licky, calling her the white Aaliyah. That alone should get you discredited and disqualified. That girl ain't nobody's white Aaliyah. Dame, you got to humble yourself. But every time he gets close to getting humbled, and you see when Rocafella, when he tried to sell Rocafella and he had it auction and he was trying to sell it for $10 million and he going to give you the Rocafella chains off his neck for $10 million. He thought he had Drake on the bubble. He thought I think NBA Youngboy, a whole bunch of people was trying to buy it. Cameron, all these people. So he was feeling like hot shit. So he bumped that price up and he raised that Rocafella, that 1/3 of Rocafella that he owned, which is going to revert to Jay-Z sooner or later. But he had that 1/3 of Rocafella that he owned, and he tried to sell it. Then when he went to the auction, no one came, no one bought it. So the state took it from him and gave it to his creditors. That's what happened. And we thought this will finally humble Dame Dash. No, didn't humble him. He never gets humbled no matter what situation comes. I'm going to play a video where they got at least 10 moments where Dame Dash should have humbled himself. You think any of these things humbled him? Nah. Nothing humbled him. He gets these interviews. Gang, I'm going to tell you what's saving Dame Dash right now and what makes him more defiant. He probably would have been humbled if Art and all these other people, Vlad and all these people, and Say Cheese and whoever else paying him because they started paying for interviews, right? At one point, they didn't pay for interviews, and Dame was out here messed up, chasing homeboy down for that $2 million that he allegedly gave him. Went up on the movie set or wherever and chased him down at some event or whatever for the $2 million that he loaned him years ago. He had a problem with everybody, Kevin Hart and everybody. Well, when they started paying for interviews, they realized, yo, if I just feed them Jay-Z content, because guys, I don't know if you remember, he told interviewers, he said, stop asking me about Jay-Z. He said, I don't want to talk about Jay-Z no more. Don't ask me no more Jay-Z questions. Okay? So when that happened, a lot of people were like, oh, Dame is finally done. But when they started paying for interviews, slowly but surely, right? Remember, he went up on the Breakfast Club. You guys are chatty patties. You talk about another man, he ain't in the room, you a chatty patty. Okay? When they start paying for them interviews, because they weren't paying a lot, gang, let's just be honest. Them interviews is crazy now. Right? You heard they said that what's homeboy's name? Lil Boozy. Boozy was getting 25. What he's telling Boozy? 25,000 an interview. Oh yeah, Vlad was giving Boozy 25,000 per interview, cutting up them interviews and making his money back. Boozy got greedy. Boozy got greedy. He heard the Tekashi 6ix9ine got 50K. He said, "She, well then you got to give me at least 40." Messed the whole bag up, right? Well, Dame Dash started realizing about 4 or 5 years ago, the new wave is YouTube. Started a YouTube channel, American New, this, that, and the third. I thought I was tripping when I saw that. Dame Dash started a YouTube channel, and everybody thought he was going to be giving business advice. Guess what Dame Dash doing over there on American New? You guessed it, talking about Jay-Z. And when he don't talk about Jay-Z, he don't get no views. So he was trying not to talk about him, but he started to realize, I'm not getting no views if I don't talk about it. Then he started doing interviews, and when he realizes he could tell these people stop asking him about Jay-Z, then the interview goes nowhere. And they stopped booking him. So he started talking about Jay-Z, right? Started that Neanderthal shit, talking about old shit from 35 years ago. Rocafella's like 35 years ago, guys. All his Jay-Z stories, the new stories he's coming up with right now. Oh, Jay-Z breath smell like cinnamon doo-doo, all this shit. All of that shit is 35 years old. 30 to 35 years ago, he met with Jay-Z and they became cool, right? I think Reasonable Doubt came out in 96, so that's 30 years ago, right? Is my math? I could be wrong. Okay? 06, 16, 26. So listen, everything he's talking about is old stuff, or he'll sit there and start to conjecture and make up stuff that he feels is relevant. He's trying to get in Jay-Z's mind now, talking about Jay-Z at the Yankee Stadium. He need to do this. He should have did that. Da, da, da. He gets progressively worse and worse and more negative because he knows that's what people want to hear. So what's saving Dame Dash now is those interviews. And right now, Dame Dash is popping up everywhere. I think Dame Dash might have been on The View, or he was on a View-ish type of show. He was on a View type program. Sat down with them women, told them women, I was like, please, women, please, ladies, don't listen to this guy talking about I can executive produce your show. I'll take you through the roof. No, ladies, please. And I believe they understood the assignment and they said they gracefully declined. But Dame Dash been doing interviews with anybody who'll listen. Anybody who'll listen, well, anybody who'll pay him. And that's where Dame Dash is getting all these new fresh linen suits and Air Force Ones, these interviews. That's what's holding Dame Dash down. Nicky Licky don't make no money, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. Dame Dash did a whole video. He did a diss record, right? Cheap Teeth. He did a whole diss record to, that was to, who was that to? Cameron and kind of 50 Cent, low-key. He did a whole diss record to these guys and did a video and everything else, copyrighted the video, because I told you a few weeks ago, when I played a portion of that video, it wasn't even a real video. It was when they was on that tour bus. They was on some type of Sprinter van, and Dame Dash decided to do an impromptu video with him and Nicky Licky singing and rapping to Cheap Teeth. He's giddy gumdrops, over the moon, right? That he got this diss record to whomever it may concern. So that little clip, I used that little clip. Guys, do you understand? I don't even think it was, I don't know how many days it was. It wasn't the same day I uploaded it. But they copyrighted that video for that clip. My video got demonetized for that little clip. So Dame Dash is trying to get money off of that video of people when everybody was reporting on that diss song, that Cheap Teeth, that Cheap Teeth diss song. Every YouTuber was reporting it. So now they went and claimed them all, guys. That is the only way that song had any motion. He claimed my video, right? And he had some weird ass name. I can't even remember the name, but he claimed my video, and that's how that song is making him any money, right? That's what it is. So you're seeing Dame just scrounging and doing all kind of nonsense. Nicky Licky ain't making no money, and even claiming them videos, all I did was click erase song, right? Erase content. It erased this content. It muted it right out. Got my video back. So he ain't make no money off me. Probably half the other creators that he did it to ain't make no money off them either. So right now, Dame Dash is making a lot of money off these interviews, and these interviews are giving you life. This is what happened to Aries Spears. Aries Spears' career took off. He fumbled his bag too with Vlad because really nobody was checking for Aries Spears till he started going on Vlad. Resurrect his whole career. A whole lot of these guys doing that. And Dame Dash, now he has opportunities. BET Plus sat down with him. Now they gave him a show, OG Story. Now, he won the Breakfast Club. He claimed Lauren LaRosa never says nothing good about him. He said, why you ain't report why you didn't report that I got the default against the bankruptcy? Well, first of all, I don't know if Dame Dash know that's not a positive story. He was like, oh, I got a default. I tried to declare bankruptcy, and the judge defaulted it. They said, no, we don't believe you. We're not going to allow you to declare bankruptcy. In his mind, he spun that as that proves he's not broke. He's looking at it like, oh, you're not going to report that they saying I'm not broke. You won't report that, will you, dark-skinned girl? But you'll report when I do something bad. You won't report on OG Story, right? Well, little did he know she did report the OG Story. She did, right? Allegedly, she said she did, okay? Now, all of us have said the OG Stories was coming out. I congratulate. I say, listen, kudos to you for that, but let's see how long before you mess it up. Before you blow it up with the higher ups. We saw the Revolt TV thing. He went on the Breakfast Club talking about he's the what did he say? The interim chairman or some nonsense. He goes, I'm the interim chairman because I'm about to buy Revolt. Oh, yeah, over Diddy's dead body. It didn't happen. What happened was Lauren LaRosa, right, the dark-skinned girl, once again, she went out, was the first one to get the news that when he went up on the Breakfast Club and declared he was the interim chairman or some nonsense, he tried, chairman of the board, right, and he was making moves to buy the Revolt TV network. Lauren LaRosa was the first one to break the story. She said, per source at Revolt, we can confirm that Dame Dash is not in talks to buy Revolt TV. He had a hissy fit on that girl. He was talking about suing them, guys. But you got to remember that Dame Dash, the same one that said he had a $300 million lawsuit against Cameron. But anyone with half a brain looked at the paperwork. It wasn't even real legal paperwork. It was from a desk. Right? It wasn't a legal document, and he admitted a few weeks later. He said, I was never going to sue him. It was just to get his attention. So Dame Dash does he figured out one thing. He figured out how to troll. Okay? He figured out how to troll, and he's very good at that. But right now he gets paid for these interviews, and that's how he got this new gig at BT. But he ruined whatever he was about to do at Revolt. So I just watched Dame implode. He had a good relationship at Revolt. When he came out with the story, the dude that owned, and mind you, he was talking reckless about the dude that was running Revolt, making it like he was sonning him. Like he was under, he's a little, like I remember him back, because whoever was running Revolt used to, like all of us, have a job of a lesser status. And now that he's running Revolt, Dame felt that he was beholden to whatever Dame did in the past. So for a time it was good, and he was running amok up through there. But Dame Dash will ruin his own blessings because he'll go up in there and he'll act a fool like he runs the place. And they'll start to get tired of it. Then he'll blow it up. He blew up every single other thing. He blew up all the movies, then tried to take home movie, did all this nonsense. But he went and got in his feelings about this, the boss baby mentality. He got in his feelings, started talking about Lauren LaRosa. Now he don't know her name, and now they trying to be negative. Well, Envy said, well, let me just give y'all a little hint. He used to call Miss Lauren LaRosa and feed her information back when he was on good terms with her. So he definitely knew her name. He used to feed her all his good stories and things he wanted people to know. So he definitely knew her name. So we don't know why he talking about she the dark-skinned girl from the Breakfast Club. It's wild. So they defrost this nigga. He a million years old. He's a Neanderthal. Still says stuff. That's why he got to keep saying pause, because he says these Neanderthal quotes. So that's what they having an issue with him, right? Shay in the building. We just locking in, man. Stay hydrated. J-Ton reactions. We just got to restore order, man, because dudes get out of pocket, right? And like I said, wifey got a good heart, so she started feeling like, oh, man, I don't know about that. I'm like, no, he made a bed. He made a bed. There's a nice comforter on it for him. He got to lay in it. He would never get humbled. Imagine Charlemagne and 50 Cent buy his life rights. He went on that Breakfast Club and act like he still had $5 million. And that's why he lost his bid for bankruptcy. He tried to declare bankruptcy so the creditors won't take his stuff. The guy was like, first thing first, that's not how this works. And second, we heard you on the Breakfast Club bragging about your shit. That we saw your video when you was on the dock. He got a dock outside of his wife's home, I guess. He got a dock out there, and they got a one of them jet skis. So he's on a jet ski, Nicky Licky, this, that, and the third. Spent a lot of time with Nicky Licky. I'm gonna keep it a buck. He got no shirt on and a bucket hat, talking about he still got all this money. He said, look at my neighborhood, look at my house. So they was looking at his neighborhood. They looked at his house. They was like, oh, he still got money. Denied. That's not a win. So he said, why Charlemagne and Lauren LaRosa won't report when I win? I got a default on my bankruptcy, so I can't be broke. Well, dude, that's not a win. That's saying you shot your mouth off and you messed up your own bankruptcy. It's not a win. How you taking that as a win, my G? You lost. That is a 100% loss. How you figure you won? It don't make no sense, right? But he goes off on his tangent on whatever this low light iPhone he got or Android. I don't know what's going on. Once again, with the white tee, right? This is what it is too. That's another Neanderthal. He's still white tee Air Force Ones, which is they always gonna be staples in the hood. But to him, that's dressing up, right? He the dude that pop up to your event dressed up with a white tee. Maybe throw a vest on top, and he's dressed up. Gang, it's Neanderthal stuff. Neanderthal. So here we go. I was on my vacation watching him try to tear this girl down, who didn't do nothing but her job, right? She didn't do nothing wrong. She just reported Dame Dash news because it's just like Drake and everybody else. They do goofy stuff. We report it in the story, right? Now, he don't have a Charlemagne academics to run out there and run interference. He don't have that, so he got to do it himself. So right there, we saw him become his own attorney, right? Unlike Drake, who got all these people running out there, running interference, just like Jay Roebuck is now Drake's accountant, and all these other guys running out. And there's a story, guys, I'm about to get to. You're not gonna believe this. They I'm gonna get to this tomorrow. They got a leak of this argument in the chat of one of these pro Drake spaces, and they screaming on each other. What's the dirt? They screaming at what's the dirt? Jay Roebuck in there. Oh, gang, it's a full mess. We're gonna get to that tomorrow, gang. I can't even make this shit up. I don't even know how this is even still a thing where they're in these spaces and they're getting screen recorded while they're yelling and screaming at each other about Drake, who could care less. But we will stay focused, right? End of the day, I got this thing right here. I got a video clip to show you where we are with Dame and why he's one of the worst wolf criers in history, because he brought everything on himself. Everything that happens to Dame is Dame's fault. Charm Nerd Locks in the building. So let's get into this video first. Let's lock in with this video. This video is by a creator named Unsolved Mogul. Salute to Unsolved Mogul. He put a pretty concise video together, right? And I want to salute him. But he put a pretty good video together. And I want to show this because I feel this timeline is very critical to understanding why Dame Dash is who he is. Okay? Let me get to that. First of all, salute the Modcast, gifting out the memberships. I appreciate you gifting those memberships. Big Sus God in the building. Thank you, Sims. Sims is always showing love to the program. All right? Karen in the building, just locking in. Purple Haze, Bev, 2DC Bree. All right? Done deal. All right, so yeah, we cooking. Can Sang, locking in. So yeah, running jewels too. V7 running those jewels. I appreciate you. So gang, let's get into this video and we can have a better understanding, because I think Homeboy did a really good job. It's very concise. Let's lock in.
Dame Dash spent years telling people the most important thing in business was ownership.
Fired. Can somebody tell you fired?
Don't.
Can somebody tell you fired? Yes or no? Can another man say you're fired?
Absolutely.
No one can tell me that. And that's priceless to me.
But I'm here.
Then his 1/3 stake in Rocafella was optioned for $1 million.
So the auction happened yesterday.
and basically no one showed up.
Hold up, right there. Right there. We had him, guys. We almost had him humbled right there. That picture right there, November 2024. We almost had him humbled, guys. We almost got Dame Dash to regret his past and start to understand that the world is much bigger than just being a narcissist and a jerk. We almost had him. You heard the sigh of like he was defeat. He had a sigh of defeat, guys. We had him down for the count 1, 2, 3, but somehow, some way, didn't stick the landing, and he went back and got even more arrogant. Gang, you got to understand that was a horrible defeat. He put everything into that. He was offering the Rocafella chains off his neck. Then he went on to say they ain't worth nothing after he ruined it. Right? Rocafella ain't nothing. Da da da. But we almost had him. Let me finish.
His film company later sold at auction for $100.50.
If it has no value, who cares? So what I'm saying is this was a company that was 20 years ago, right? Like literally 2015 that had no assets in it, not an LLC, it wasn't a movie company. No movie went through that.
He filed Chapter 7 listing more than $25 million in liabilities and only $4,350 in assets.
Well, you filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy in Florida, owing over $25 million while reporting almost no assets.
But the real reason why I filed is because Chris Brown
Right.
and his conspirators allegedly conspired to keep suing me, and almost to the point of obsession.
All right, hold up. Let's start right there. Let's start right there. So he said Chris Brown and his band of conspirators. Well, they're suing you because you owe them. They're suing you because you got mixed up in some things that they're saying they're alleging. You've done some things, so they're going to keep suing you. It's not obsession. It's that you're running. You keep running. You're hiding money that's allegedly, and they want it. they want the whatever you owe. They have different clients. It's not just one, and they're not conspirators. They're plaintiffs. They're plaintiffs that are trying to get their money back, and you're not trying to give it to them. But when Dame Dash tells a story, they're conspirators. They're obsessed with me. It's absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense, gang. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. But let me let him finish. You gotta understand, he's using words that don't mean the same. They're not obsessed. They're not conspirators. These are lawyers. They are attorneys that are out to get what their clients are owed. Okay, let me continue.
To the extent that in this moment, even when I'm filing, they're still suing, saying that I have more assets than I claimed.
And now a bankruptcy trustee is trying to sell rights tied to Dame's own life story with a $37,000 opening bid.
Buy your life rights, okay, before we do.
Yeah, if you got $5 million, but you
go buy your life rights.
Salute to Dave.
Pay off your debt. I'm making a serious inquiry about purchasing his life rights. I am interested in purchasing the OG story.
I got a couple
really
dollars.
am.
This might be the...
Hold on, let me stop right there. There's a couple of people, it might be academics, a couple of people, who else was it? It was a couple of people, I'm trying to think. Flacco, Poetic Flacco came out with hit pieces trying to demonize Charlamagne for going after those life rights, and was a couple other people that's on that side. You know what side I'm talking about, the other side, right? The dark side, right? It's people over there on that side. We're the rebels, gang. Over on that side that get a lot of money to come on here and slander every day, all day. They're coming out with hit pieces, which Charlamagne is whatever. This is not a Charlamagne defense channel by no stretch of the imagination. But Dame Dash wants to play big boy. So when they buy your life rights, I don't have no sympathy for you. But they try to say Charlamagne's gone too far. I've seen at least 3 or 4 different content creators say Charlamagne's going too far by trying to take his life rights. I disagree, guys. I feel like Dame Dash has earned all of that and then some, because he's made a lot of enemies, and he's said a lot of things. He called Charlamagne a lot of things, gay and other things. So I don't know why he should expect sympathy and empathy from someone he's done nothing but attack and try to tear down, even when he's on the program or not. When he goes up there, he tears them down. When he leaves there, he tears them down, calling them secret in the closet and this, that, and the third. So end of the day, I don't know why somebody would say, well, Charlamagne is going too far. You're kicking a man when he's down. First of all, when is he not down? He act like he not down every day. Every time he's talking, he make it like he's big bone and brolic, and he's never went down. He's been pretty much misconstruing and making all of these facts sound like they are not what we believe they are, and he's always being reported on unfairly, and they always got the story wrong. He's been playing fast and loose with these narratives for years. So one week he'll say he's broke, next week he'll say he's never been broke, and he don't know what that means. So it's all over the place. Instead of just humbling himself, say, guys, it is what it is. I'm in a bad space. I need this, that, and the third. The whole community probably would have picked him up. We probably would have pitched in just like they did for Kool Herc and others, right? They would have pitched in, made sure Dame was straight. But Dame tries to act like he's straight, and when he's not. Remember, he got mad at Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine Dupri was asking him, does he need some help? He got mad at him. Why would you say that? Why would you say you ain't asked them that they need some help? He said, because I'm hearing that you need help. Oh, you listening to rumors? He damn near cussed Jermaine Dupri out for offering help. Gang, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. So end of the day, he doesn't want to be looked at, and it's old school mentality. I get it. It's pride, ego and pride, right? So end of the day, he doesn't want you to feel sorry for him, but he also wants you to understand when it gets time to it, when it gets really tough, he'll say it. He'll say that. Oh, he'll say it in a roundabout way. He'll let you know, okay, I'm kind of down right now, da da da. But then within minutes, 2-3 minutes later, he right back talking that big talk, and it's like, oh brother, we here again. Just own it, my guy. Everybody goes down. You can't win. Brady loses. They said Tom Brady was on a boat by himself, his whole family somewhere else. Tom Brady, they said he's on a speedboat somewhere, cruising around. Where was it, the Bahamas or something, by himself, gang? It ain't always, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody ain't winning all the time. I'm sure he was very reflective and had just having a by himself meeting, like Capadonna say, and he was okay. But at the end of the day, the optics looked at Tom Brady was kind of sad, gang. It ain't everybody can't win, and we know Brady got 6 rings, this, that, and the third. Dame, you can't win all the time. You can't win all the time, and people can see that, but he doesn't want to humble himself and say, okay, guys, they're right. Or just don't say nothing. You ain't got to come out and try to save face all the time. That's the funny thing about it. It's like, gang, you still trying to save face. You still trying to prove that you can hang with Jay-Z, this, that, and the third. Dude offering to fight niggas and this, that, and the third. It's weird. It's weird. But let me let the homeboy finish.
The most ironic chapter in Dame Dash's financial story yet. He didn't build his image around being rich. He built it around ownership. Own the company, own the masters, own the intellectual property. Never let somebody else control what you built.
Do you think your son enjoys you calling somebody else a boss? Don't you think your son would love if his name was up there? Dash, or whatever your last name is, instead of somebody else's?
Now a bankruptcy trustee is asking a judge.
Now right there, that was the Dame Dash that got into all this trouble. That loud, overbearing, that obnoxious, not listening to everybody, knows all the answers. That's the Dame Dash that got to this point. That is the one that got him in bankruptcy because who was it? I think it was Bleak. Memphis Bleak said Dame Dash was extremely reckless with his money. He said Dame Dash bought all these homes. He used to pay for all these things. He used to throw his clothes away. He would wear them one time. I told you, buy the Air Force Ones, wear them once and throw them away or give them away. I didn't know what he did with it, but he wouldn't wear them twice. So that means a new pair of Air Force Ones every day, not to mention whatever shoes you're buying and coats and jackets. You still talking about getting fresh? 55 years old, still talking about I got to get fresh like that, which is cool and all that, but you're putting getting fresh above your stability, and that's where the problem comes in. Okay, let me let homeboy finish.
Judge to approve the sale of rights tied to Dame's biography, image, likeness, life story, and more than 100 hours of unreleased archived footage. Opening bid, $37,000. Not the final price, the floor, but the...
Guys, you got to understand how crazy $37,000 is for a man of Dame Dash stature, for the things that's going to come with them life rights. You're talking about from the time he was born to right now, everything that he's said and done, they can make into books, films, media. They can do anything with it. They can make songs with it. They can do whatever. All that footage he got to give him all that footage. We know he's not going to give it all to him. We know he's going to hold some back. But he got to give them all that, and they can do what they want. 37,000. There's mad footage of Jay-Z in there, I'm sure. Kanye in there, Freeway, Beanie Siegel. Mad footage of everybody involved. Biggs, everybody. Bleak. It's footage of everybody in there. He has footage from the 90s to right. He said from the 90s to 2025. That footage is priceless. His story should be worth at least $2-3 million alone. Just Dame Dash story. They can make that into a Lifetime movie. They can do anything with it. They can make a series. They can do anything with his footage. They can have homeboy Shamik. What's Shamik Moore play Dame Dash, right? They can do anything with it, like the Wu-Tang series. And it's only worth $37,000. That's a slap in the face. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Let me let homeboy finish, though.
Symbolism writes itself. According to Bloomberg Law, Everlasting Films LLC submitted that starting offer as part of Dame's Chapter 7 case. The package reportedly spans footage, photos, and memorabilia from roughly 1990 through 2025, including material connected to an unreleased Rocafella movie. And this isn't the first time creditors have reached something Dame spent years telling people they should own. In 2024, Dame still owned 1/3 of Rocafella Records, the label he built with Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs Burke.
1/3 of Rocafella Inc., which owns Reasonable Doubt, is for sale. And I've gotten a lot of calls, a lot of offers. I don't know if people are hummer stunting, or you want to buy 1/3 of Rocafella Inc., you are going to have to bring some bread. And anything over $10 million, I'm going to sweeten the pot.
That stake was a new drummer. Back in
Hold up, guys. You got to understand what he was about to say. Anything over 10 million, he was going to give you. He had 2 Rocafella Records chains on his neck, official Rocafella Records chains. That was going to jump that price up from the 1 to 2 million he was looking for. If you came with 10, he was going to gift you those chains right off his neck, gang. I can't make it up. It was a big story at the time.
In 2021, Dame tried to sell a piece of it as an NFT, and Jay-Z got a restraining order to stop him. They settled in 2022, and the settlement actually clarified something important. Rocafella Incorporated owned the rights to Reasonable Doubt, not Dame personally, but Dame was still free to sell his own 1/3 interest in the company itself.
Reasonable Doubt doesn't.
Hold up, guys. Now, this is what you got to understand. Dame Dash can sell his portion of Rocafella Records, but the only valuable thing, sadly, the only thing of value allegedly in the whole Rocafella Records is the Reasonable Doubt, and Jay-Z owns that. Okay, and it's going to revert back to Jay-Z in due time. So he really has 1/3 of something that's not as valuable as he thought it was going to be. He had some dudes on the hook for $1 million, and Drake and other people, but they kept, according to him, hummer stunting. Right? I told you Dame's a Neanderthal, so he says stuff like hummer stunting. That's some stuff from back in the day. People don't need to drive Hummers no more. But let me continue.
Why you think I gave it away? Nobody made no money off that shit. Barely went gold. Nobody gives a fuck about Reasonable Doubt other than people that were there.
That interest is...
Mind you, hold up. Now, all of that, he's saying nobody gives a F about Reasonable Doubt, this, that, and the third. But before he didn't sell it, he was making that thing into the greatest record ever. He was trying to sell that thing. I just told you, he was trying to use that to push that price to 10 million. But when nobody showed up, then he got all his vitriol and the record was trash and nobody cares about Reasonable Doubt. But old heads, let me continue.
Is what a court eventually ordered sold after filmmaker Josh Weber won an $823,000 plus judgment against him. It sold at auction for $1 million. Dame spent years preaching equity. Then creditors reached the equity. Ownership still had value. It was just being used to pay somebody else. Then came Palpatine LLC, Dame's film company. Rights to Earn Her Up, Too Honorable, Welcome to Black Rock, We Went to China.
It's come to my attention that, I'm not going to say allegedly, that the lawyer Chris Brown has been soliciting that Poppington owns Honor Up. And that's the furthest from the truth. Poppington does not own Honor Up.
It went to auction in December.
Hold on. So let's talk about Honor Up. Dame credits Honor Up as his movie. He credits that as one of the greatest things he's done since Paid in Full. He's always bringing up that movie, but he's proud to say he doesn't own it, right? Which could be translated as he put it in somebody else's name. Let's continue.
2025, one bidder showed up. Winning bid, $100.50. Not $100,000, $100.50. Owning an asset and owning an asset somebody actually wants to buy are two completely different things. By September 2025, Dame filed Chapter 7, more than $25 million in liabilities, about $4,350 in disclosed personal assets, no monthly income, no house, no car, $100 in cash. Roughly $19 million of that was tax debt alone.
The reason why I filed was because I've had $20 million of taxes. First off, do you know anybody that paid $25 million of taxes in your life? Name one person you know.
I don't.
Yep. Okay, so why would I be the first?
About $9.6 million owed to New York, $3.5 million to New Jersey, and $5.8 million to California. On top of that,
guys, these are all facts. So when Dame goes up on the Breakfast Club talking about they don't know what they're talking about, they let him off the hook, guys. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Charlamagne sat there, drank his green drink, and let Dame Dash talk himself into a hole. But he could have really cornered and got some real conversation out of Dame Dash. Even though Dame Dash don't answer no questions, he could have still threw out some of these numbers, which they didn't. All right, running Jules. Appreciate you, Bev Pointer, for running the Jules. Everybody that's running Jules, I see you. I appreciate you. Sam's running the Jules. All right, let me let this guy finish. Good work. Good work.
That court judgments and unpaid child and spousal support. Dames pushed back publicly, arguing on the Breakfast Club that wealthy people don't hold everything in their own name.
Rich people don't put anything in their name.
That's a lie.
But you don't know that. You don't know that. And I feel sorry for you because you don't get to see the daylight. You guys, you don't. You've missed your whole life.
We don't have anything on our name.
And that he's kept investing.
Slow down. But Dame tries to, that scene right there, that was only a couple months ago. And Dame tried to belittle them, saying rich people, you think rich people walk around with nothing in their name? Like, be for real. You think they have nothing in their name? That's what Dame wants you to believe. Dame makes these blanket statements that don't make no sense. So these people could not have anything. When they die, they don't have nothing. Okay, Dame, sure.
In businesses. That's his explanation. But Chapter 7 has one job. Find property that belongs to the estate, turn it into cash, pay creditors. Now the trustee thinks Dame's own story is one more asset that qualifies.
Teach.
The financial pressure isn't staying contained to Dame's own case. It's showing up in his daughter Ava's life on camera. Ava appears on Bravo's Next Gen NYC, and the Manhattan apartment she shares with Dame reportedly received an eviction notice after rent payments fell behind. Ava.
Hold up. Now we're going to get to that, right? Now we're going to get to that. Now, we just saw Jay-Z perform at the Reasonable Doubt the first night, which I arguably was the best night of those three shows. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. The first night was Reasonable Doubt. And we saw Blue come out and play the piano, right? Blue came out, played the piano. Beyonce came out and sang, what song was that? Damn, I can't remember the name of the song. Taking Out This Time. I think that was the one, right? Everybody came out. Memphis Bleak came out. Jaz-O came out. Beautiful night. Now, Dame goes, of course, Art of Dialogue has Dame on speed dial. Hits Dame with the flight ticket. Boom. I think it only took him probably 2 days to get the video recorded, uploaded, chopped up into bits. Already had Dame Dash locked and loaded. Dame Dash went into that Art of Dialogue studio or wherever. No, Dame Dash in his own studio. And I think he sent the cameras to Dame's studio, right? There it is, Goat Child. Can't Knock the Hustle, right? One of my favorite song on the whole album, let's be honest. Dame Dash goes on a tirade because I told you he gets paid to. This is the only thing keeping him alive are these interviews. where he built up his career. Now he talked himself into the OG story, this, that, and third. And he's supposed to be opening some golf course, da-da-da. Dame goes into this interview with Art. He starts to talk about all this stuff that Jay-Z did wrong, from his hair. You got Beyonce cutting your hair. Why do you keep flexing Beyonce? We know that's your girl, man. Why do you keep bringing her out? We sick of it. Sick of seeing that. You keep bringing her out like we don't know, right? Then he goes into Blue Ivy, and this is why this is important. He says, Jay-Z bringing Blue Ivy around. I would never put my kids in that situation. I would never bring my kids out there to deal with them guys out there. He starts going off that he would never put his kids in danger. That everything that matters on earth is his kids. This, that, and the third, da-da-da. Insinuating that Jay-Z is not being a good parent by bringing Blue Ivy to the show. Guys, I can't make this up. Go research it. Come back. Go research it. Come back. Let me know. Because it's what he said. He was insinuating, because he goes on these rants and he gotta make the rants longer, because I guess he get paid more. I don't know what goes on. But he got to make these rants longer. So he starts to down Jay for having Blue Ivy out there at all. And he was insinuating like, you got her around these thugs and these goons and these knuckleheads, right? Everybody on Rock Nation, I guess, right? Rock Nation and whoever was at the show, they goons and knuckleheads and thugs. This is what he said, gang. Go look it up and come back and let me know, okay? So he goes in this tangent about how protective and this, that, and the third of his kids. Like he's father of the year. So now we get this report, and this what sparked a lot of this, that his daughter is giving him money, not the other way around. So we find out that not necessarily father of the year. You're borrowing money from your daughter, and you're not paying back until she getting an eviction notice. Okay, let me let homeboy finish. So one is a little bit different from the other. One dad doing something else. I didn't find no problem with Blue coming out on that stage playing that piano. I thought it was a beautiful moment. She in the spotlight anyway, my G. And who gonna be backstage bothering her in any kind of way? Don't make no sense. But let me let the story play.
Later said publicly that the rent had been paid and the situation was resolved, and she made a point of saying she wasn't the one responsible for it falling behind in the first place.
I have so much negativity being spread about myself and my family. When you search my name, the first thing that pops up is the dash evicted. I don't need my friends also adding to that. The reality is I had an apartment, I shared it with my dad, split the rent. I was on time paying my rent. My dad, not so much.
Recent episodes have also touched on something more poignant. Ava reportedly trying to get money back from her own father.
No, I tried to send you that bread. Did you get it?
I don't believe I got it. Yeah, I need that 5,000 back.
I feel like I'm a Nepo dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get it.
We don't have a very...
Let me just stop right here. And right here is where people going to start saying, this is where y'all going too far. You're kicking him while he's down. Well, Dame never admits to being down in the first place. And Dame is kicking everybody else on his way down there. Dame is like the guy from, what's the name of the show where they put him, she taps the coffee cup, right? And he falls backwards. He's like that guy right now, because as he's falling backwards, he's kicking his feet out, right? He's kicking his feet out at everybody else. So he keeps telling us he's not falling, he's not down. Stop saying that. So he won't even admit to himself or to us that he needs any kind of help. He keeps making it like he's rich. He just recently said, I got $5 million. Is that broke? How am I broke? But then you hear this thing about the daughter getting evicted because he's not paying half of his rent. This is where you need to humble yourself. This is where you need to humble yourself. End of the day. All right? End of the day. Let me let homeboy cook.
Verified dollar figure for that, so we're not putting one on screen. But the storyline itself is the point. Dame spent years as the face of generational wealth in hip-hop. Now his daughter is navigating her own financial independence in public while her father's bankruptcy plays out one storyline over. That's not a footnote. That's the ownership philosophy landing on the next generation before it's even fully settled with the first one. Dame didn't stay quiet. After the Breakfast Club covered the life rights story, he accused the show of only reporting his bad news while ignoring projects like BET series OG stories. He also pushed back on the bankruptcy coverage and brought up the story involving his daughter, arguing that media keeps highlighting the negative parts of his finances.
You know, my girl calls me, I'm in the middle of a meeting, and she forwards me something from, you know, the dark-skinned chick from the Breakfast Club. And yeah, you know, they defaulted my bankruptcy. They said they won't let me go bankrupt. They don't believe it. No one reported that. But also no one reported anything about OG stories. What the Breakfast Club did report was when I asked my daughter for some money, and now they're reporting, you know, whatever bullshit going on with bankruptcy. But I just feel like y'all make it too obvious. Like, why don't you ever talk about any of the good stuff?
Right there, guys. He's a victim. Right there. Why aren't you guys? First of all, it's okay to acknowledge that they're not your friends. I don't know if he forgets that. And I get it. He's looking for sympathy and empathy. He's one of those guys that will invoke black when he needs to. Right? He'll invoke a black man, this, that, and the third. But he'll attack 45 different black men, but he wants to be a black man when it comes to him. He's looking for sympathy in a place where he deserves none. He went up there, chewed them people up. I don't know how many times and how many different ways he's called them every name in the book, but then he's going to question why they won't paint him in a positive light. It's weirdo behavior. Gang, you're not a victim. Let me continue.
Are you guys trying to line me up? Are you guys trying to amplify a narrative?
Lauren LaRosa responded that she had nothing against Dame personally. She was reporting a story her audience wanted to know about.
I broke a story yesterday that a trustee investigating Dame Dash's bankruptcy just filed documents yesterday asking for permission from a judge to be able to sell Dame Dash's life right. He said no one reported on the bankruptcy, the fact that they didn't want to do that. We did report on that. We did. I don't know if y'all remember. The last time we talked about this situation outside of the things with his daughter, we talked about that.
Not only that, like at one time he was the one that was giving you information on the things that he was doing and you had a relationship with him. So
I'm the one who told y'all that he had that Black Guns Roses rock album thing happening.
I had a relationship and y'all were going back and forth. He was giving you information and you wasn't the dark-skinned chick then. You was Lauren, hey, I need help with this story. That's who you were back then.
That's narcissist behavior, guys. They remember everything that you didn't do for them. Everything that didn't go their way, they're going to remind you. They're going to tell you, you didn't do this. You didn't do that for me. You can do 50 things for them. When you don't do the 51 thing, right, like Dot said on that song, right, the one time you say no, then you're the asshole, you're the jerk, you're the problem. And he's right up here painting himself as a victim once again. He's always a victim. He's never the one dishing out the punishment. He's always the one getting the receiving end of when we know that's not the case. Hiding hands, throwing rocks, hiding hands. It's becoming it's an epidemic, guys.
And that leaves a fair question. Is Dame being covered unfairly? Or is a bankruptcy trustee trying to auction rights tied to your life story simply a much bigger headline than your latest business win? It would be easy to call this Dame Dash went broke. That story's already been told. The more interesting question is what happened to the philosophy. Dame was right about one thing. Ownership matters, but ownership doesn't erase debt and it doesn't guarantee liquidity. If you owe enough, the exact assets you own become the assets creditors come after. Rocafella stake sold. Film company sold. Now the rights to his own story are on the table. The man who spent years telling everyone never to let somebody else own your story could watch a bankruptcy court approve the sale of rights to his. Was Dame's philosophy right, but the execution wrong? Or does this prove ownership means nothing if the business behind it can't produce cash? Let me know where you land. For more investigations into the money behind the claim, subscribe and tap in. I'm out of here.
So that's the whole story right there. Just a little context on what we get when we decide to invest in Dame Dash. It's a lot of mind games and tricks, and it's a lot of I'm being the targeted victim. You're trying to line me up, this, that, and the third. It's just a whole lot of accusations and stuff that holds no merit. And it's just we doing what we can, gang. We just trying to get people to understand, because I know the narrative used to be way much more leaning into Dame Dash's favor. Now people have started to see it, but it used to be tough speaking out on Dame Dash. It used to be like a 30%, 40% at best of people agreeing with you. Now, most people get it. Most people understand Dame Dash be on some bullshit and he shoots himself in the foot. He doesn't really have a leg to stand on in a lot of ways. Some people still come out with, oh, Jay-Z did him dirty, da-da-da. Dame Dash did himself dirty. Nobody did Dame Dash dirty. End of the day, because what it is his business. All of these guys are playing business. Him too. They all playing business. They all play rough with the business. So when you hear a guy talking about, oh, they did me dirty, my ex-business partner, you both got into this business. You both supposed to be these big-time moguls. He outmaneuvered you. You try to play hardball. Jay said, you can have all this stuff. Just give me reasonable doubt. Dame Dash said no because he thought he had the upper hand. So Jay-Z, for all these years, have been playing really, really hardball with him, and he's been losing. And it ain't Jay-Z's fault. It's the moves that he's making on his own. Jay-Z ain't the reason he got these tax troubles and all this child support to pay and all these problems with these people who he tried to do business with, who he burnt them. Several of them got burnt. And they sued and they won. I don't think he's won any of these cases. The only cases he's even come close to winning was the ones he didn't show up for, right? And then they moved the court date later. But for the most part, the court date gets moved and moved until they default against him. So I don't think he wins any of these cases, and he won't just humble himself and try to get back on his feet. Everything, as soon as he started to get the ball rolling, he got to show, oh, yeah, I'm back. Da-da. Once again, we're doing all the nonsense again. And that's where we at with Dame Dash. I'm just going to keep it above, right? Eli said, why do you feel like Lyrical is somewhere in his penthouse, like well-deserved? All right? Who's going to play Dame in the biopic? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I was joking that Shamik Moore could do it, right? He just did his thing in that power. I told you that power ended. I was fine with the way power ended. I was ready for it then. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was ready for it then. All right. They had Ghost and Tommy as little kids in the end of it. The last episode, he said, "You too young to work for me." So apparently, Kanan is way older than Ghost and Tommy. So they're going to have a spinoff of Ghost and Tommy, which we thought we was getting a couple years ago. All right, listen, I don't have much else to say about Dame Dash. I think that's about it. Boss Baby still crying. Lauren LaRosa just doing her job, trying to just be as professional as she possibly can, right? Salute to Lauren LaRosa. I know everybody feel a way about Charlamagne. This definitely ain't no Charlamagne defense video. I'm just keeping it a buck about Dame Dash doing what Dame Dash does. Once again, crying wolf, acting like a big-ass baby. All right? End of the day, man, listen. Head on over to my peoples, black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. All right? Let them know that this was me. They or the What Show. The What Show is coming back, guys. If I can finish the studio, I'm in the middle of remodeling the studio. We will be back on Wednesday night, guys. But as of right now, the studio is still being remodeled. All right. But the What program with me, TJ, and Fliz, when we come back, we're gonna come back with a force, with a vengeance. All right. All right. Now, CLBMG.myspreadshop.com. That is my new merch. I got all kind of merch over there. I already got the I'm Just Going to Be Honest merch, and I got the What Show merch. But you can tap in, lock in, grab the this, that, and the third. Get a hat, a keychain, some stickers, some socks, mugs, hoodies, shirts. There's some dope-ass jackets over there. Lock in. Send me the pics so I can post it. All right? I see a lot of people buying, but they're not sending me the pics. I don't think you guys want to be posted. If you do want to be posted, I'll put it up. But there's a lot of people buying and people not sending the pics. If you want to send me a pic and get your shit posted, send it to thewhatshow@gmail.com. All right. Also, 4 Hours, Ugly Professor. He's a producer out of my neighborhood. I know this guy for a million years. I am on this album as well. If you like the morning show intro song, that morning show intro song is on This album is track 3. So lock in to Edition by Subtraction by 4 Eyes Ugly Professor. He even have it on Bandcamp if you want to support financially. All right, listen. That's it. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else to say about the Boss Baby. You can take it or leave it. It is what it is, right? I think we gave him enough attention, which is what he really wanted at the end of the day. All right, guys, I appreciate you locking in. Trey Lou, Queen B, Van Lifestyle, Pseudo Cute Nerd. Appreciate you for running those jewels. Sims, Journey, Worthy, Vivi, D. Rick. Let me see who else in here. V. Forbes, all right? It's a lot of you guys in here. I appreciate you locking in. Anime Profile, Picture, Chateau, Black Girl. I hope I said that right. And Homebody, of course, right? We're going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys locking in. Eli, I just want to lock in before we get out of here. I don't want to miss nobody. Eric Woods, Issy2. All right. Issy2, appreciate you. And those jewel runners, you dastardly jewel runners, I love it. Gang, I'm out of here. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side.